I'm Fluke, and I'm one of the guitarists in One Day Rain.
How'd you get into One Day Rain?
Well, that's kind of a strange question to ask. The other guitarist, which you'll meet later on in the interview, actually gave me a call on the phone, asked me if I wanted to jam, and I said, sure, why not? So we hooked up and jammed, ended up in the studio, and here I am today with one of the greatest growing bands in the country.
And what do you bring to ODR?
Raw power. They call me the Fluke, accident waiting to happen. Well, most of my riff is all accident, man. It just happened, you know. They just call me the riff guy in the band, and I bring a lot of force and power with the rhythms that I create.
What are your inspirations?
Man, there's too many to even name, but I'll give you one right off the bat. Dimebag, Here to You, baby. As well as Korn, Sepultura, Godsmack, Sevendust, Lamb of God, As I Lay Dying, many, many, many more to come, as well as first and foremost, ODR.
And how would you describe ODR to someone who's never heard you? And why would they want to listen to ODR?
Kick ass. And why would you want to listen to ODR? Check us out, and then you tell me why you want to hear ODR.
What's your favorite ODR song? And what's your connection to the song and why?
Man, there are so many. I like them all. I'm connected to every one of them. Again, you know, I'm kind of the riff guy here in the band, so a lot of the songs, not every one, but a lot of the songs are created by me sitting in my room, and these guys here just give me the opportunity to express myself, you know. So in every song, I'm connected in some form or fashion.
What's your process for writing songs?
Pure fluke. Actually, I've got a GNX 4 made by Digitech. It's got this little drum machine on it. And I always got to play to a beat, man. That's the life in the music, you know. And my fingers just start playing, and next thing you know, self-serving system. One Day Rain, Defiant is born.
What's your favorite song?
Oh, Lord, my favorite song. Got to be Walk from Pantera. No, actually, my favorite song in the band is Defiant, because it kind of defines pretty much every member in this band and how we feel.
What's your connection to that song? And what's your connection to that song?
The connection is, you know, I asked a guy one time, I said, man, I said, if you had a choice in living life like a robot or dying, which would you choose? He said, well, I live like a robot. I said, wrong. I would rather die, you know, and that's the thing about it. Here with Defiant, there's a connection with me and it being my favorite song because I can simply, when someone tells me what to do or how to do it, I defy it. I go against it. I'm kind of against the grain.
What's your favorite part of being in the band?
Oh, Lord, it's just a connection with the guys, you know. We work really hard. We play pretty hard, too. But it's a connection, you know. Everybody kind of gets along with each other. And even when we don't get along, you know, when we have an argument or we say something, you know, to one another in anger or frustration, you know, we kind of don't really take it to heart. But if we do, we talk it out. And if we don't talk it out, we slug it out. And we're still here. And that's why I like this band.
What's your greatest moment in the band?
My greatest moment in this band. Seeing the songs come to life, you know. It's kind of like Christmas time. You know, you get a present. Well, say for instance your mom or your dad lets you open the Christmas present on Christmas Eve. It's kind of the same thing here, you know. After creating the songs at home, you know, kind of to myself, then when the band comes together and they retrofit it and it all works out together, man, once you hear that and play it, there's just no feeling like it in the world, you know. So that's pretty much it.
What would you expect in an ODR show?
Craziness. Guitars flying, fingers going crazy, jumping and screaming, man, fire, explosions, the light, the fog machine, the whole deal. And first and most of all, that crowd bringing the power to the power to the power.
What keeps you in this?
Hunger, a reason for living. You know, I've got a beautiful daughter, great family, and all that means so much to me. But I think, you know, without music, even though they would mean a lot to me, I probably wouldn't mean anything to anybody because I would feel dead inside.
What would you like to say to all your fans?
Hang on, because one day we will reign.
Who are you?
Rodney Floyd. I'll pull the Jimmy. Rodney Meat Floyd. I play bass for One Day Rain.
And how'd you get into One Day Rain?
Funny story. I had a friend who wanted to be a vocalist. Got an audition with the band. Begged me to come down. They didn't have a bass player at the time. I picked up 6 string. They decided to keep me.
And what do you bring to ODR?
Outside views. Heavy thumps. A lot of passion.
And what are your inspirations?
Grew up on Kiss, Metallica, Pantera.
And how would you describe ODR to someone who's never heard you?
Very emotional. Power driven. Take the breath away when you hear us.
And what's your favorite ODR song?
Probably our title song, One Day Rain.
And what's your connection to the song?
On my side, it kind of, the way it starts out, of course, I lead in the song, so it allows me to kind of play my heart through my fingers.
And what's your process for writing songs?
Traditionally, the guys bring a riff to me. I get to analyze it, listen to it, and I put my own flavor to it.
What's your favorite part of being in a band?
My ability to you can edit these.
Yeah.
Hell, I got a mind blank. Pause that fucking video real quick. Favorite part about being in a band is I get to pretty much play my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings. Allows me to express what I'm feeling inside.
What's your greatest moment in the band?
Every moment I step on stage, hear the crowd roar, strings hit, bass drum thump. Every moment.
What would you expect at an ODR show?
Don't expect it. It's gonna blow your mind away. Chest gonna cave in, ears will bleed. You'll walk away not knowing what happened to you, but you want more.
So what keeps you playing night after night?
My children. This allows me to provide them a future. I can't sit behind a desk and give them a future. I write my music, play my songs, put them through college, give them a good life. That's why I play.
What would you like to say to all your fans?
Thank you. Biggest thing, though, we're your fans.
Who are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? Vi Johnson from One Day Rain. I play guitars, and I do the mixing and mastering from the album.
How'd you get into One Day Rain?
One Day Rain came about, I'd say probably 2 years ago, actually, when I left a group called Jacob's Anger. We were getting out doing this, you know, we kind of had a little, you know, time of break, I guess you would say, and I just kind of went my own thing. I started writing new material and went out, ended up with what you find today.
What do you bring to ODR?
What I bring to ODR is my own inner passion, along with everybody else. I take little trips of my own walk of life, and that's kind of what you will hear in all the music I do, you know, whether it's aggression or any other emotion I feel. You know, that's kind of what I throw out, and the band just feels it all the way around.
Who are your inspirations?
I would have to say I've got an inspiration of Randy Rhoads, for sure. That led me. We got Dimebag Darrell. We've got Chris Caffrey. We got Alex Skolnick, KK Downing, and just so many countless other innovators that just kind of laid it out there.
And how would you describe ODR to someone who's never heard you?
The only real way I could describe what we do is you have to be at one of our shows. The impact, the noise, just the way we bring forward what we do. And once you actually make it to the show, you will feel everything we feel as what we do. And then you tell me how you feel about ODR. That's the only way I can describe it, because it's a totally different message.
What is your favorite ODR song?
My favorite ODR song would be between How Can I and Defiant. How Can I just basically describes my opinion of How Can I. And just listening to it, you'll understand. And Defiant is actually talking about the oppositional defiant disorder that many of us go through, that nobody really knows about. You know, they don't understand what they do, and that's why we wrote about it, and that's what makes us us. So I'm really close to both of those.
What's your process for writing songs?
My process for writing songs is, crazily enough, some mornings I'll wake up and I'll be taking a shit and I just hear the tune. And I'll write this and I'll be like, oh man, this is crazy, so I'll record it and then I'll send it to everybody else. Or the other guitarist will send me a tune and he's like, dude, you know, this is like badass. And we sit down for countless hours and we figure out how we're going to do it in precise time, you know, do it with medley, and then we turn it over to the rest of the band and let them do what they do. And that's what you get.
What's your favorite part of being in One Day Rain?
My favorite part of being in One Day Rain has to be the crowd. To hear them just screaming and just the noise we get from the crowd, because they kind of feed us, along with the way each member on the stage feeds each member. When Cliff is doing his wails and his screams, when Ted does his fills that just pound, along with me just kind of keeping that bottom end, it just feeds everybody, and it is intriguing. So I would have to say totally live. I think we totally kick ass.
What's your greatest moment in the band?
My greatest moment in the band is when my guitar actually drops out and I can watch my bandmates perform in a section, whether they're waiting on me or not, you know, depending on how the monitor system goes. But when my bandmates can get out there and I can hear the crowd scream, and then they chant the words, the exact words to every phrase in our songs, that drives me wild. Whether I'm in the band or I'm not, when they are singing back to us, that is the thing for me.
What would you expect at an ODR show?
What I would expect at an ODR show is a lot of chaos. Crowds are going crazy. The band is ripping it up. I mean, it is loud. Our vocalist is just giving 2,000% energy along with everybody else, and the fans are giving us 4,000. It is just crazy, and a fan to me is unreal.
What keeps you in this?
What keeps me in this is doing it for my children. My kids, deserve the opportunity to go. I have the ability. I'm going to do it. Along with fans who just generate so much energy. And, regardless of anything else, the fans are there. My kids are there. And I just love to do what we do.
What would you like to say to all your fans?
What I would say to all my fans are, my fans are not my fans. My fans are my friends. They're the ones that drive 7 and 14 hours to come to our shows. And with that kind of dedication and coming out and screaming your brains out for 2-3 hours and just enjoying what we do. To me, you're not a fan, you are a friend. And that's all I can say. And you will always be remembered in anything that ODR or myself does.
Are you ready?
Who are you?
Hey, I'm Mopey. I'm the voice for One Day Rain.
How'd you get into One Day Rain?
Well, my best friend, the drummer Teddy Guns, he calls me and says, "Hey, do you want a job?" The rest is history. Here I am.
What do you bring to ODR?
Wailing vocals, crazy screams, plus some classically trained vocals too. So a little bit of everything.
What are your inspirations?
Oh, inspirations. All the 80s hair bands. I'm really into bands like Five Finger Death Punch, Shinedown. Just all sorts of inspirations. I can take inspiration from any kind of music.
Oh, let's just have a campaign if you want, brother.
It's still tough.
How would you describe ODR to someone who has never heard of it?
Powerful, emotional, pure energy. That's the best way I can describe it.
What is your favorite ODR song and why?
Oh, that's tough. Probably our anthem, ODR, One Day Rain. It really speaks to me as far as the message the band wants to put out, what we're all about. Plus I wrote it.
Writing songs, and what is your process?
Usually it's Fluke or Vi or Meat will just be sitting there goofing around, and one of them will start playing a riff, and I'm like, stop, wait, we'll do that again, and 30 minutes later, they're absolutely sick of it because I've made them do it over and over and over again, and, inspiration hits me and the song comes out.
What's your favorite part of being part of the band?
Oh, watching a song come together. there is no better feeling than watching this song, all these individual parts that you've worked on come together and start to gel and become a One Day Rain song. You know, it's the greatest feeling.
What is your greatest moment in One Day Rain?
Hearing fans sing back to me the lyrics that I wrote. That is the greatest thing. Man, that's just awesome.
What would you expect in an ODR show?
At an ODR show, get ready to have your fucking face blown off.
What keeps you in this band? In this line of work?
I love everything about it. Everything about being on stage. You know, playing with the crowd, the energy that comes off them, the energy that comes off my bandmates, watching them have a good time. It's awesome. There's nothing like it.
What would you say to all your fans?
Well, first off, thank you. Because the fans put us here. You know, and I hope you're ready for more. Because we plan to be doing this for a long time.